We are live. What is going on, guys? That's it. No more waiting. We've gone through the desert. We've gone through the oceans, the fire, the dirt. Years upon years of waiting for this fight. This is the current day Floyd Mayweather Manny Pacquiao. The current day Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvin Hagler. This is the best fight in boxing. Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. Let's go ahead and switch over to my face. What is going on, everybody? We got Hashim starting it off, of course, with the Let's Go Champ. Thank you so much, brother. And of course, we always have to start it off as well as starting it off with Hashim, because he the big dog. He come in here quick, and I appreciate that. We also got to start it off with Michael Buffer. Let's go ahead and give Michael Buffer the mic right real quick.
Ladies and gentlemen,
let's go. And no, never have those words been any more truer than today. Let Michael say it one more time.
Ladies and gentlemen,
let's get ready to rumble. Let's go. Yo, you don't know how much I've been waiting for this fight. One of the reasons why I can't be live during the fight party is because, or during the fight with the watch party, is because I want to sit back and enjoy this fight. It's too big of a fight for me to half do it and like half pay attention and half pay attention to a chat. No offense to you guys. I love you guys, but come on, man. Like, this is one of those things where you got to sit back, relax, watch it, absorb it, every single bit of it. So yeah, I'm not going live for a watch party, but I am live right now for 1 hour because please, we have to talk about this fight. We have to, because this is a monumental moment in the history of boxing. All right, let's go to the chat. Let's see what you guys are saying. Big Play Slay Games. Let's go. What's going on, brother? Good to have you in here. ASVP TV. Today is the day. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We made it. Pumped. Let's go. Let's go. Prince, what's going on? What's going on? We got Big Play Slay Games prediction. My prediction for the fight. And my prediction is still on my channels. Actually, my channel trailer right now is that Terence Crawford will win. I'm predicting by knockout, but maybe it won't be a knockout because Errol Spence is Errol Spence. But I'm predicting a knockout between rounds 8 to 10. So from either 8, 9, or 10 in that area, there'll be a knockout by Terence Crawford. After he kind of understands the rhythm and the flow of the fight, I think he's going to start pushing the envelope. I think he hurts him in those rounds, and then he finishes him after he hurts him. So that is my prediction. And we got a super chat by Adrian Dones. Hold on 1 second. This is a $5 super chat. We got to hit him with the $5 super chat. Let's see. Here we go.
Done it from time to time. Just haven't been
Woo! One more time. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Adrian Dones Spence by KO by the 10th. Okay. Hey, listen. The beautiful thing about this fight is that it's a true 50-50 fight. It's a true 50-50 fight on paper. Now, we've said fights are 50-50 fights on paper. Then Inoue goes in there and makes it look like, why did we ever think that? We might get a similar situation here, but on paper, by every stretch of the imagination, by every measurement, this is a 50-50 fight. So I ain't mad at you for that prediction. I predict Crawford's going to win, but if somebody's predicting Spencer's going to win, I can't be mad at you. Now, however, I am on a 5-fight prediction streak. Can today make it 6? Can today make it 6? Let's wait and see. If Crawford wins today, I'll be on a 6-fight prediction streak. Predicting 6 fights in a row. Let's see if I can keep that prediction streak going. I hold very close to my heart my predictions, right? I feel very I give them a lot of importance. They mean a lot to me, so I want to keep that prediction going for sure. Adrian Dones with the What's Up Fanatico. It's fight night. Let's go. Prince, this is a modern day Trinidad De La Hoya. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Woo, hold on. Gotta get that burp out. My goodness. Jesus, did you have this cut last stream too? Boy, got fresh for the big fight. Nah, I didn't have it last stream. I had to go to an event yesterday, which is why I couldn't go live on stream yesterday. But because this moment was so big, just because I couldn't go live on Friday because I had to go to an event, I said, hey, screw it. I'm going to be home. All I'm going to be doing is preparing to watch this fight. For a few hours before the fight, why not go live for an hour and talk to the chat? Because I love talking boxing with you guys, and this is like a big, big moment. I don't ever want to go live during these big fights because I want to watch them, but there's such big moments that I wanted to share today, the excitement that I have today with you guys, which I know you guys are excited as well. Prince, rocking with Crawford by knockout. I got a feeling it's going to be mid-rounds and it's going to come out of nowhere. Okay, I feel like he's going to rock him and then he's going to finish him. That's what I think. Ordered my pay-per-view at the start of the week, $19.95 here. You see this? You see this discrepancy? You see how crazy it is over here in the United States? Bro, it's like $90 here in the United States. But we're buying it. I don't want to hear it from nobody. We're buying it. I don't want to hear it from nobody because this is where you vote. We vote with our wallets in this fight, and it creates a butterfly effect for every other super fight. They'll know, hey, look, if the fight is big enough, people will pay. Even if they don't do more than 200,000 pay-per-view buys on their own, just the fight being big enough, people will pay. So we got to vote with our wallets, even if it's a crushing $90 or whatever it is, 84, 90, whatever it is. We have to vote with our wallets. But lucky you paying $20 to watch this immense, insane fight. I envy you. Every time there's a big fight like this, you're only paying $20. Jeez. Ball Out Mixtape 5, let's go, bud. I can see from the profile picture that's who you're going for. A lot of signs point to Crawford late, so I'm going round 3 and 6. I'm only going late because I feel like there's a lot. I have a lot more, like a lot. I'm not saying you don't respect Spence. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that the reason that I come to that time frame of when he's gonna do it is because Spence is Errol Spence Jr., right? So we got to give him that benefit of the doubt. I don't think he's going to go and just like maul him. I feel like if he beats him in round 3, that's like almost like he blitzed him, right? So I feel like Errol Spence has a little bit more than just being blitzed early, but we shall see. We don't know. Maybe it's a Inoue versus Fulton situation where we really didn't know that one guy was so much better than the other guy. That can easily be the case. Who you got? Anthony Murchison. Oh, I got Bud. I think I've already said it, but we're catching up. So no problems. I got Bud. Today you go 5-1. Uh-oh. Let's see. Can I keep the streak alive? Can I keep it at 6? Can I get a 6 prediction in a row? Let's see if we could do that. What up, Fanatico? I see that beach plum. Yo. This is carbonated water, no calories, but it tastes delicious. It's just naturally essenced, and that's like the best way. You just get a hint of like a fruit flavor, just a hint. Like it's faint, but then you get the bubbly sensation. Awesome. And I'm not sponsored by them by any way. I just always, if you guys notice, I'm always drinking this on the live stream. It's my favorite thing to drink. Spence, okay, all right. Hold on. Bro said he's undefeated. Nah, I'm not defeated. I mean, listen, I predicted that Loma was going to be Haney. I was wrong in that prediction. I also predicted that Ryan Garcia was going to be Tank. I was wrong in that prediction. So I've been wrong. But I've been right a whole bunch more than I've been wrong. So the streak is alive, and we want to make sure we get that bad boy to 6 today, right? Because like I said, I hold those predictions near and dear to my heart. They mean a lot to me. I'm literally trying to predict the future every single time. And I use so much data and analyzing how the fighters fight and all these different things that they have, all their attributes, their even the stats, everything. I use everything to come to an analytical conclusion of what my prediction is going to be. My prediction is never from the heart. I'm never predicting like, I like that guy, therefore my prediction is he wins. It's never like that. It's always like analytical. Always. I think Crawford got it, but I want to see Spence pull it off. It might happen. I feel like once this fight is over, though, they're both going up to 154. I don't think that they stay at 147. I think this is their last fight at 147. I see a lot of people say Crawford looked like he was having problems making weight. I don't know how people see that. I don't see that. I see Crawford looked normal, looked fine making weight. He didn't even come in at 147. He came in at 146.7 or 146.8. So I think he was good. Errol Spence came in at 147 on the money, which was insane. Like, damn, 147 on the money that's like science, right? His nutritionist broke that thing down to a actual science of when exactly he will hit 147 and be, or how that day that he would be exactly 147. So he's as good as he can be. Because if you are right at the cusp of the weight, you're as good as you can be. Like, you have everything you need. You're ready to go. I got Spence, man, but it's so hard to pick between them. Yeah, man, this one's, like I said, it's a 50-50 on paper. We're looking at a 50-50 on paper and an actual 50-50 on paper. You got an insider, LOL. How do I have an insider? What are you talking about? This is a fight. Even if I had an insider, they won't know the outcome of the fight unless the fight is scripted. My man said I got an insider. All right, super hype for this fight, undisputed one. It will be very tactical fight. I think it could be a draw. Oh my gosh, I would hate a draw. I would not want to draw unless the fight is a really good back and forth, like crazy. Then a draw maybe makes sense, but I would hate a draw because I want something that feels inconclusive. That's almost like a to be continued. In boxing, when I see a draw, it's almost like to be continued, and it makes me feel like, oh man, I hate that. Like, we've waited so much for this moment just to not get the ending, right? That's how it feels to me, but maybe you guys feel different. But I don't really like draws. I do like the symbolism of a draw when you have a fight that's like crazy explosive between two fighters and they're knocking each other down, and it's just like this insane barn burner, and at the end you can't tell who's the better one of these two, and then there's a draw. That seems poetic because it needs to be done again, right? You need to run that back. But I still don't like it because it doesn't, like, if it's a fight that I'm really, really anticipating, like this one, which is my most anticipated fight in years, is this fight. Then I would feel disappointed. to a degree, I would feel disappointed. All right. Oh, we got King Juice in here in the house. What's going on? I know he happy. This is a long journey. This is a full circle. We're coming back full circle. I remember when we used to debate that they weren't going to fight or they were going to fight. He said that Spence was going to fight. I was saying that it's looking like Spence might not want this fight. When it was all said and done, it looked like he was correct. Spence did indeed want this fight, and I give it to Spence. I take back my words on the fact that I felt that he was trying to kind of dodge Terence Crawford earlier on. he definitely pushed to have this fight happen, especially with the coin flip and all this stuff. You could tell that if he didn't want it's easy to say, hey, I don't want this fight to happen if you don't want it. Any little thing, you look in the contract and you say no, and we're not doing the fight. So for him to accept all of these things proves to me that he wants to fight. But yeah, we debated a long time about this, but it's finally happening. There's no more debates. They're going to show us in the ring who's the better one of the two. They're going to show us. They're going to fight each other. Undisputed One, first few rounds will tell a lot. Yeah, definitely, 100%. Fanatico, you should get Roblox and try out this new boxing game called Pros Prize Fighter. Wait, that's on Prize Fighter? Isn't that like been on Roblox? I seen Jay Shep was playing a boxing game. Is that boxing game called Prize Fighter? Jay Shep was playing it on his channel. I don't know if that one is called Prize Fighters, but I think I've seen it. I think I've definitely seen it. Errol Spence and Tank for Undisputed. Errol Spence and Tank for... Oh, man, you can't ask me no questions about the game, bro. You can't ask me. Not on the Boxing Fanatico platform can we talk about Undisputed. If any information for Undisputed will be on the Undisputed platform. So please, guys... Not to be dismissive or anything, but you just can't, because contractually as the content manager, I can't talk about the game on here. Nah, don't worry. Don't feel bad about it. I know you didn't know, but just can't talk about it. So you don't think they're going to stay and fight Boots? Nah. I really don't think that that's going to happen. I don't think that that's going to happen. I think Boots is going to have to... Boots is probably going to try to become the man in the division. I think this opens the door for him to become the man in the division because he doesn't have to worry about either of those two guys. But yeah, I do not believe that they will stay at 147. I think if anyone could stay, it would probably be Terence Crawford, but I don't think that he wants to stay. I think he wants to move up because there's more to do up at 154. Like he could fight Jermell Charlo, right? That's a big fight that he could do. He could even find a way. They could find a way to, wiggle their way into a Canelo fight. That's a very probable scenario as well. So the money is going up. Like going up in the division is where the money's at. So I'm sure that they're going to leave a Boots. Unfortunately, a Boots and Crawford fight or a Boots and Spence fight, depending on who the winner is of this fight, won't be that enticing yet, I don't think. To hardcore boxing fans, 100% it will be enticing. But to get the buzz that we got right now for this fight, like this, is not cooked yet. It's not fully cooked, in my opinion. Granted, I'm not one of those people that push for those kind of things, but I do want it to be successful. I do want boxing events to end up being successful. I'm like in the middle between wanting them to fight when they're ready to go and also making sure that the fight gets its just due in terms of the fanaticism, because that allows for better things in the future for boxing. We can't just look at it as a right now, give me right now kind of situation, because then we shoot ourselves in the foot, because if it doesn't perform well, then they just don't give us those type of fights in the future. So I think about things like 10, 20, 40, 30 steps ahead as well when it comes to the sport of boxing. I don't want to have the sport shoot itself in the foot, so I want to make sure that things are lined up before they happen. I don't think Boots is a big enough deal yet, a Boots and Crawford or Boots and Spence fight, to be made after this fight. I don't think so. But Boots should definitely start fighting people at 147 that's higher in the rankings. Let's see. A true 50-50 fight. Everybody wins. The fans win more than the fighters. The fans win more than the fighters in terms of seeing something that you haven't seen or that you wanted to see. I remember memes and jokes about what you think is going to happen first, the apocalypse or Crawford versus Spence agreeing to fight. What you think is going to happen first? Like it was so many things. Like, what do you think is going to happen first before this Spence versus Crawford fight? So the fact that it finally is happening, it feels so surreal. I'm getting the same butterflies in my stomach, the same goosebumps and feelings that I felt when Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao finally agreed to fight. I'm getting the same jitters of that magnitude when Manny and Floyd agreed to fight. So that's the last time I remember it. That's the last time I remember feeling like this. So let's see what happens. Oh, we got a super chat. Hold on, we got to move quickly to the super chat. I'll go right back to all of you guys, but give me 1 second. Love C Shorty in the house. Yo, Love C, you want to tell him something about what might drop today, or I don't know. You have a video there that's pending. I see there's a video pending. You want to talk about that real quick? You want to say something real quick? But he got Spence by a 12-round beatdown. Spence by a 12-round beatdown. Damn. So so you just think, you know what? If Spence were to win, I think that would probably be the way that he does win. Considering the man has a never-ending engine, he throws punches nonstop. He moves into different angles. So if he was to win, I do think that would probably be the way he does it. I don't think he's going to have this one punch that's going to take him out or rock him or do anything crazy to him like Crawford would probably have with Spence. I think Spence has, to me, this is the way that Spence wins, but also Crawford has a lot of different ways I feel that he could win the fight, which gives him a little bit more leeway or a little bit more of like a headroom to be the person that actually wins because of his ability to adjust and do different things like that. But hey, listen, it's a 50-50 fight. Everybody's entitled to their prediction. This is a fight I feel like I need to be a part of, so I'm picking sides. I want to feel like I've won or lost today for the dramatic effect. Yeah. Of course, you can't. There's no way that people would watch. If you're a fan of boxing and you just watching a fight and you could care less to any degree what happens, you're not really a boxing fan. Because, for example, when Boots fought Vila, I wanted Boots to win because even if I'm not like the biggest Vila fan or the biggest Boots fan, I'm a boxing fan and I understand how important it is for Boots to win, right? Because Boots winning, that keeps that narrative going and it makes the fights interesting, and he's already on that trajectory. So every time I watch a fight, there's always a little bit of me that is picking a side. I'm always picking a side. But sometimes we reach the pinnacle. Sometimes we hit the pinnacle, and when we hit the pinnacle, it's tonight. Any one of those guys wins, it's like everything they do after this will be the thing that they did after this. It won't be the thing that they move towards. Like when Mayweather fought Berto, he just fought Berto after he fought Manny. He wasn't moving towards Berto. Nobody really cared about him versus Berto, which proved in the numbers too, the pay-per-view numbers. When he fought Berto, he only did like 500-something thousand pay-per-views. That was the first fight since the De La Hoya fight that he did not crack 1 million. So, like, even the public were like, whatever. So, Crawford and Spence reached the pinnacle. But when you reach the pinnacle, now you're just choosing based off of different things that have nothing to do with the trajectory of the sport. It's just, we've already arrived. We're here. You're either you like a fighter or you feel a fighter is better than the other fighter. Whatever the case may be, it's fun for this one because this is not a what happens next fight. This is the fight. This is the Super Bowl. This is it right here. So, I'm super excited. And normally I always pick somebody that I want to win because of different reasons. But I don't think I ever went in dry thinking, oh, I don't care. Whoever wins doesn't matter to me, right? Even Isaac Cruz. To me, I would want him to win because there's a little bit of a narrative being built with Isaac Cruz. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's always a reason that I want somebody to win, but the reasons are always different. And my favorite time when I pick someone is this moment when it's a main event kind of extravaganza fight like we have right now, because then it's really fun. Especially my friend is coming over to watch with me, and he's picking Spence, and that makes it even more fun because we could like sit and trash talk and be hyped when one person doing it, and you know what I'm saying. So it's fun. It's all fun. I love it. Wilder Fury trilogy was a roller coaster. Whoa, we got another super chat by Love Seat Shorty. Oh, hold up. Bloody Knuckles Street Boxing Alpha 2 demo drops today at 4:30 p.m. So if you haven't been able to get your hands on the first demo, I know Love Seat Shorty was somewhat popular, but he really popped off way after anybody could get the demo, thanks to people like Jay Shep and King 12 Diaz, when they posted on TikTok and got millions of views on playing his game. So he got a bunch of people that were so frustrated that they couldn't play. The demo wasn't available anymore. Part 2, and trust me, this demo is way better than the other one. It feels better. The animations are better. There's extra stuff in there that you're going to be shocked. There's like an economy system, like a mini economy system. Everything you do makes money. I think is super, super cool. Yeah, man. It's amazing. It's just a demo, so there's no place to buy it, but he'll drop it in his video, and then you'll be able to go and get it or whatever. He'll explain it in his video. And I think his video is at 4:30 p.m. today. So he'll explain everything in the video. Watch the video. I'm actually going to watch the video too, even though I've already received the demo because, you know, like, we cool like that. You know what I'm saying? Nah, he gave it to a few content creators so we could play it and test it out and see how it is. But I'll put the video up if you want to see me playing it. But yeah, the demo is going to be fire. So go over there. If you missed out on the first one, Get this one. Don't miss out on this one. All right, let me go back real quick. Let me see what you guys are saying. Hold on. Boots is not in a fight against Spence or Bud at 147. Depending on how the fight goes, we might see a rematch. Depending on how the fight goes, we might see a rematch or a possible trip. Yeah. Well, we're probably gonna see a rematch because both of them have a rematch clause. So even when I say after they fight, I mean after all of these rematch clauses and stuff get completely cleared up, right? After that, then we get to see who they fight next. But in my opinion, when everything is all said and done, and they might even go up to 154 and fight each other at 154, and that could be a good narrative. Like, hey, I'm now, whoever lost could be like, hey, I'm now in my comfortable weight. Let's fight now. And then people will be like, okay, now that he was always, like, for example, if Spence loses, there's going to be a handful of people that's going to say, oh, Spence has always, been like, even though he's fought his entire career at 147, there's going to be a lot of people that's going to say stuff like, oh, Spence was always draining himself, so he needed to move to 154. At 154, he really going to come alive and all this stuff, even though, he beat like all these people. They said he beat Danny Garcia, everything. So there shouldn't have been a problem, but there's people that could create excuses. And this will be a perfect excuse that people could use to latch onto, to give intrigue to a 154 battle if Terence was to beat Errol Spence. And then on the flip side, the Terence Crawford fans could say that too. They could say, oh, he did look drained, or he did look like he was struggling. He didn't come in at 147. He came lower than 147, which means something wrong or whatever. He needed to go up more, and that narrative could move in that direction in the same way with Terence Crawford. So I think moving up and fighting is also a good storytelling tool as well, so that the rematch can make sense. Because what happens if somebody get knocked out or somebody get beat down? It wouldn't make sense to do it again at 147, in my opinion. It would only make sense if they go up. Are you excited for Bloody Knuckles? 100%, man. I can't wait for the full game. Right now we got the demo, so the demo's fun, but I definitely want the full game. The full game is going to be even better, I'm sure, because the demo's already fun. And it's just playing against the computer. But it's like endless fun because you're constantly trying to challenge yourself. I don't want to get hit at all by the computer, or I don't want to get my head turned red or my body. Like you're creating all these little mini challenges when you're playing. or I want to angle and do some special like hook while I'm angling or things like that. That's how I play the game because it's just fun. It's fun to me to set stuff up when I'm fighting in the game. Plus, if Crawford wins and ends up staying at 154, which I think he does, Boots is more than likely to face an older Crawford if Crawford wins at 154. So if Crawford wins and ends up staying at 154, yeah, probably. More than likely. I mean, we got to wait and see, but I just think right now, even after the rematch and all of that gets cleared up, that Boots is not he's not marketable enough yet to bleed over to the casual fans. I think this, I don't know, man. What y'all think the pay-per-view buys are gonna be for this fight? This is a big one. What do y'all think the pay-per-view buys are gonna be for this fight? What do you think this is gonna be for this fight? What do you think? I'm curious. I'm 100% curious. We reeling in the big fish today. Staying up all night for the build-up. Yeah, let's go, bro. Let's go. Wait, what? We're gonna need a bigger boat. Bloody knuckles, yes. What if it's a great draw though? Because they're guaranteed a rematch. Yeah. No. I mean, I know I'm probably catching up on the chat right now, but yeah. Like I said, like if it's a great draw, like I get it, but I don't want it still because it feels inconclusive. We've waited for the fight for so long. I just wanted to conclude. Like someone is better than someone else. If it's Spence, it's Spence. If it's Crawford, it's Crawford. But I just want it to be told. I want the story to end, and maybe you can make a part two. You can make a part two without a draw, but at least this thread has a beginning and an end. And then everything else is just icing on the cake. But if it's a draw, it feels like it's still lingering. Like the whole notion of who's better, that's still lingering. Because obviously people are going to say, when a fight is a draw, you know what's going to happen. Crawford fans are going to say Crawford won, and Spence fans are going to say Spence won. It wasn't no draw or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, so we're not going to get that conclusive thing. Even when someone wins, people say the other person won. You know what I'm saying? Like, when Floyd outboxed Manny Pacquiao, people still think Manny Pacquiao won the fight. So imagine if it's a draw. It's just going to keep the same narrative going. I just want us to know for a fact who is better than who. The same way we know Inoue is better than Fulton. Even though we weren't too sure, but now we know for sure. There's not even a question, right? So that's kind of what I want here. I want somebody to make a definitive statement and win the fight. It could be a war that leads to a draw. Imagine. Nah, I don't want to do it. Where do I buy it? It's on pay-per-view. You could buy. Wait, no, you're asking about the Love C Shorty's game, which is Bloody Knuckle Street Boxing. You don't have to buy it. There's just a download. It's just a download. Just go over to Love C Shorty's channel, and at 4:30 p.m., I think he has a video that's scheduled to release. He'll release the video, and then he's going to release the demo at that time, too. Yo, you seen Caleb Plant slap Jamal Charlo? Yes, I did. What was that all about? How did he even get close enough to him to slap him like that? That seemed bizarre to me. But yeah, he slapped him with one of the fastest slaps I've ever seen. And Jamal just it made me feel bad for Jamal a little bit because I know a lot of people trying to clown him for that, but sometimes, I don't know, like, I know it's cool kind of thing. Like, he's tougher. Caleb is tougher. But there's a certain thing to me where I have an appreciation for somebody who's a little bit more professional. So, like, for Jamal to be like, yo, this is dumb. Like, he gave me the feeling, like, when he got smacked, he was like, yo, why are you smacking me? Like, it wasn't even one of those things where I didn't read it as, like, he was scared of Caleb Plant. Because he didn't move or run or flinch after. He just got smacked and went like, are you serious? So, to me, it feels like Caleb Plant was being mad unprofessional. And Jamal was being professional. But I don't know. It's going to give him a bad name in the public now, publicity-wise. And I don't think that that's right. But, hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. On that note, though, did you guys see how cordial Errol Spence and Terence Crawford were when they did their stare down. They literally, I think Errol Spence said, and I could be wrong because people are quoting differently. I've seen other journalists say that Errol Spence said that thank you for making this fight to Terence Crawford. That seems more wholesome, but it doesn't sound like what he said to me. When I was listening to it, it sounded like he said, you should thank me for making this fight. That's what I heard. And then it sounded like Terence Crawford was like, nah, we both made the fight. Something like that. And then they shook hands. Now, that was wholesome, but I don't think it's as wholesome as people are, like the journalists are trying to make it, where they're like, Errol Spence said, thank you for making this fight. And then Crawford was like, no, thank you for making the fight. And then they shook hands. I'm like, nah, it ain't that wholesome. It was somewhat a fight of combative words where they were just level-headed. And Errol Spence was like, you should thank me because I accepted all of these like circus stuff that you were asking for, flipping coins and all these things, these ridiculous things you wanted. I said yes because I wanted to make this fight. So you should thank me for making this fight. I think that's what Errol Spence was doing. And then Crawford diffused it more by saying, all right, we should think like we both made the fight. We did it. And then they shook hands. So there was a wholesome moment there. And I think it's kind of cool that they didn't do the extra stuff. I think they know that this fight is big, right? Because people are like, yo, Bud didn't do this with he was like a loose cannon when he fought Jose Benavidez, for example. He tried to punch him or whatever. He's not ready or he's scared or he's not who he used to be. No, it's just that with Jose Benavidez, he knows that he got to sell it. He know he got to do extra stuff to sell that fight. With Errol Spence, he's like, come on, bro. Like, come on. Like, this is the biggest fight in boxing. We don't got to do nothing extra. So it was a breath of fresh air to see them just not go aggressive towards each other, because maybe it's because I'm desensitized because I've watched boxing so much and I've seen it over and over and over again where somebody gets pushed and they scuffle and all this stuff and nobody's punching with a closed fist. Everybody's smacking because nobody's trying to ruin the fight or ruin the possibility of the fight. So I've seen it. And maybe it's like, I've seen it. I still get a little hype from it, but it was cool to see something different. But I hope that when it's time for the fight, they just, you know what I'm saying, it just balls to the wall. They don't care. Like, they go ham and they leave all that friendliness outside of the ring. And inside the ring is just like they coming to win, right? No mercy. It's no mercy on Spence's side, no mercy on Crawford's side. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Let me catch up. I'm going to have to skip a few of these. Let me see what y'all said about the pay-per-view buys. 800K at least, 600K, 750K minimum. I bet a small fortune on Spence. He's going to walk that little man down. You bet a small fortune. Okay, let's see UWU. Let's see if you're correct. 1.1 million. Oh my goodness. I wish it hit 1 million, but feel 700K is more achievable. I hope they get 1 million pay-per-view buys. All right, 1 million is super hard, and especially in this day and age. That's why I'm an advocate for buy these pay-per-views. If you're not gonna buy all the pay-per-views, I get it. Whatever. Like, I understand. Like, you shouldn't, because it's counterintuitive or counterproductive to the sport of boxing. But if you're gonna buy the ones that matter. Like, just hold off and then buy the ones that really matter. And none of them matter more than this one. So I'm a super advocate for that. But because of piracy and piracy being so easily accessible now than it was before, the numbers are much lower because they have to account for the piracy. I would say one thing, though. You're not going to get a better experience if you pirate a pay-per-view than if you actually purchase the pay-per-view. Because purchasing the pay-per-view, at least you get the ability to control something of it and understand what's going on. You won't really, for example, if there's an outage, you can go online, figure out, hey, what's going on? They'll tell you there's an outage. You can call people. They'll communicate with you. People from the pay-per-view, people from the cable company, whatever it is, you have an outlet to help you ensure that you get the best quality, or if something goes wrong, you get the best response. When you pirate it, the thing could go crazy. It could be choppy. There's nobody to call if it gets cut off. There's nothing you could do. So I would prefer, even for your viewing experience, if you do not want it to get tainted, you should definitely purchase it, even on just that merit alone. But if people actually purchase this, and do not fire stick this or whatever y'all do, if you actually purchase this, I'm hoping we could get to 1 million. I don't think it can. I would be so happy if it does. Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury did about 750,000. I'm going to go in the range of 750 to about 850,000. That's where I'm placing the amount of pay-per-view buys. But if it does a million, I'll be so happy. Please get this to 1 million. It's just the number 1 million in pay-per-view buys just looks pretty. It looks nice to see it. The same way when Tank did it with Ryan, it just looks nice and pretty. 1.2 million. You just love to see the word million in pay-per-view buys because it means the sport is alive. It means so many things. It means other fights can be made because this fight made it to 1 million. I was super happy when Tank's fight made it to 1 million. If the biggest fight in boxing can make it to 1 million, I feel like we're going to have a very bright future in the sport moving forward because people will notice, promoters will notice, TV executives will notice, ESPN will notice, all these people, and there's going to be things where people get together to make sure that this is something that gets pushed further and gets the resources that it needs so that we could get the fights that we want. So yes, please, let's get this bad boy to at least, please, if we can get it to 1 million, it would be beautiful. 1 million would be beautiful. All right, let's see. Finally caught alive. Hey, Smokey, hey, we're here, man. Thank you. Normally, I'm live Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. But I went live today because it's a special day, and I wasn't able to go live yesterday to talk about today. So we went live today early, 3 p.m., just a special edition live, right? Episode 39 is special edition. Crawford will not last 6 rounds. Angry casual fan talking about Crawford gonna get knocked out before 6. It'll do 500 to 700K buys at most, I think. Possible. Those are very realistic numbers, I think, for this type of event. I do look at the buzz. There was a lot of buzz going on in the weigh-in. Which mean, by that I mean the cameras were able to pan to the audience because there were a lot of people there. That buzz is a sample size for me that tells me that this could do good, better than maybe what we think. And I always use that. I did that for the Tank fight too. When I saw that, I felt way more confident about my prediction of over 1 million pay-per-view buys, and it landed on that. So I think that there is this good buzz that's connected to this, and we saw it at the weigh-in. So hopefully that translates to pay-per-view buys. That sample size is a good indicator of the excitement and the desire for people to watch this fight, and hopefully that reciprocates in the pay-per-view numbers. Please, I want it to hit 1 million. I want it to hit 1 million, but I'm gonna go, like I said, 750 to 850-ish, maybe a little bit less or whatever, but that's around where I'm gonna stay for a prediction. But I want to be wrong for this prediction. I wanted to go up to 1 million. Hold on, let me catch up. I'm gonna have to skip a few guys. I'm gonna have to skip a few. Daniel Skywalker, hola Fanatico. Hope for some. I can't talk about Undisputed, brother. Can't talk about Undisputed. So unfortunately, only on the Undisputed socials, their YouTubes, their Twitters, and everything, that's where I could talk about it. But here, unfortunately, I'm the content manager contractually off of their platform. I can't talk about Undisputed. Quan, what's your prediction, Ed? Like I said already, guys, I think Bud will win by knockout in either the 8th, 9th, or 10th round. That's my prediction, but I do have Bud winning this fight. Even if he doesn't win by knockout, I do have him winning this fight. I'm just adding a little bit more specificity to my prediction. I don't know, who's going to win. I think Spence will by unanimous decision or Crawford stops him. We'll see. If this arena didn't sell out for the first fight, the second fight definitely will. I think they did sell out. I think they did sell out the arena. I think they sold out. AP, whatever. Daniel, it won't happen, gang. Stay up, though. What do you mean, Daniel? I don't know. I guess it's too far up. Let's see. My question's not getting read. I just got to it, Quan. I just got to it. So yeah, sorry. I was catching up. I was trying to come back from all the way up. I had a few stuff up there at the top. He has Crawford winning, bro. Yes. I won't speak for him, but he said it already. No ESBC news on his channel, and he got Bud winning. Thank you, AP. Whatever. Nah, hey, listen. I appreciate when you guys do that because I can't see all the questions, and it lets it linger too in the chat so people can see it. So don't feel bad about letting people know. If you want to let people know, AP, whatever, that's fine. I appreciate that. Who you got? I got Bud winning by knockout on either 8th, 9th, or 10th, around that time, around that range. Because to me, the way I look at it, just to explain it one more time, is Bud takes his time a little bit to understand the fighter's tendencies and what they're going to do and where he can set his traps. So it normally doesn't take off so early. While Spence is more of an engine that does not stop going with accurate punching and relentless punching. Actually, in terms of CompuBox numbers in the welterweight division, nobody's even close to Spence's output in terms of the amount of punches he throws. He's almost like a lightweight throwing punches. He just consistently throws. So his engine is going to be his thing that's going to, if he wins, he's going to overwhelm Crawford with his engine. But I think that could also be his Achilles heel because this Crawford could then use that to kind of map out a good way to get a knockout or a flush shot that can increase his chances for a knockout. We got Adrian Dones with a super chat. Let me take a look at that real quick. Hold on. That's a $5 super chat. So we got to do the $5 super chat real quick.
Time to time. Just every bit
Woo! Hold on. Let's put that one more time.
From time to time. Just every bit
There we go. And we got the notification on here. Tonight we crowned a pound for pound king 100%. Hopefully it ends up being fight of the year. Imagine, because if this fight cracks 1 million pay-per-view buys, if it's a fight of the year contender, we crown the pound for pound king. Like, there's nothing better for the future of boxing and for promoters to be salivating at giving us boxing that we want, fights that we want to see, than something like this. Something like this will instantly grow the potential to see a Shakur versus Tank, or the potential to see a Tank versus Haney, or Haney versus Teofimo Lopez, or those kind of fights, right? The moment, once you do this, if you get this and that and this and this and you get all of the stars aligned, we get that kind of specialness. For example, the Floyd Mayweather fight, I enjoyed it, right? Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. But it wasn't a back and forth battle, right? So that not being a back and forth battle caused a few people to be disheartened and not care so much for what's going to happen next, because that was the big thing. But if it's a big battle, then people will say, yo, where's the next big battle, right? Because we're going to get, obviously, casual fans are going to come and watch this fight. They don't watch every fight, so they're going to watch this fight. And this fight is the fight that could tell them, hey, am I going to keep watching this? Is this going to be something that's triggered? Because everybody starts loving boxing at some point. You don't just come out of the womb and you like boxing. Something happens. You saw something that made you like the sport, and then you kept watching it. And it had to be a fight that you watched. So hopefully this is something that when you have a lot of eyeballs, you could trigger that by doing these great moments. And everything's coming together. If it becomes fight of the year, like, that's all she wrote. Like, that's all you... That's the icing on the cake, the cherry on top to make it an exciting future for the sport, in my opinion. Spence wins by TKO stoppage. We got a TKO stoppage prediction by Spence. That's possible because the man don't stop punching. So he might break an orbital bone or two, knowing how Spence be fighting. That's what had me thinking it wasn't sold out. Nah, because the thing is, the crowd that's there is not. The crowd that's there at the weigh-in is not necessarily the crowd that's going to be at the fight, right? That's not necessarily the case. That's just a bunch of people that come to the weigh-in itself to experience that or whatever. But it looked big for a weigh-in, because for what a weigh-in normally is, it did look somewhat packed. You have to understand, they had chairs and all this stuff. With Tank and Ryan, they didn't have chairs. It was just people out in the street. So it's hard to determine which one had more. I think maybe Ryan's and Tank had a little bit more, but it's hard to tell because there was no chairs to see if they were empty or not. It was just a bunch of people on the floor, on the outside. So, but we'll see. Ed, remember my prediction? I got Bud round 7. Okay. All right. I hear you. I see you. Get you some. Get you some for real. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Paul Williams had the greatest engine ever. LOL. Oh man, that dude, Paul Williams. He was like, he had the body of Tommy Hearns, but the temperament of like. The temperament of Manny Pacquiao, the body of Tommy Hearns, like if he wanted to, he could outbox you. But the man never believed in outboxing anybody. He only wanted to throw punches nonstop with his super long arms, and he's super tall in the welterweight division. Just wanted to throw punches nonstop, man. It was so sad that he lost his ability to walk, because that dude really, like, man, he was such a treat to watch because he was so unique. This long arm, tall guy, just nonstop punching, fighting in an exciting fashion, just unbelievable. But yeah, he had the most insane engine, definitely 100%, especially at 147, because we know all the little guys down there in bantamweight and featherweight and flyweight, they got crazy engines, but the taller guys, the bigger guys, they normally don't throw as much. But yeah, this dude, Paul Williams, was crazy. Bro, we got Steve Weisfeld and Tim Cheatham as judges. Guys, those, first of all, they've judged other fights before where they didn't do anything crazy, right? I think they're getting pulled because of what happened with Tank versus Ryan. And I think also what happened with but I think it was Dave Moretti that did that one with Loma versus Devin Haney. But really, I think I'm hoping we'll be okay. We'll be okay. Hopefully someone creates enough separation where there isn't really a question. But yeah, hopefully they don't screw this up, because a lot of eyeballs are on this. And I'm sure that the good thing, right? The good thing is that they got called out on their BS from the last time. So they know that all eyes are on them. And hopefully that gives them a little bit of pause if they're thinking of doing something weird. They'll think to themselves, well, yeah, let me kind of call this down the middle because I need to get all this heat off of me. And what better way to get the heat off of me than on the grandest stage? They'll be crazy to be like, oh, let me put more heat on me by doing it again on the grandest stage. They'll be crazy to do that. So hopefully they don't. And hopefully they, they do what's right for the boxing fans. I think it's going to be a dominant performance by Crawford, unbiasedly speaking, even though you have Aqua Bud and your name is Aqua Bud. You got a profile picture. I'm just kidding. I don't really have a horse in this race. How you don't have a horse in this race, but your name is Aqua Bud? And you're killing a big fish. Let's talk about it. Talk about what y'all talking about? Canelo versus Benavidez is the next fight. Hopefully the fight after the fight with Jermell. Yeah, hopefully. Felix Trinidad made me want to box, so I did amateur boxing in Florida. Oh, Felix Trinidad. See, so it's always a thing that sparks somebody to do something. You know what I'm saying? Something is always ready to, like, it got to start from somewhere. No one comes out of the womb as a boxing fan. I became a boxing fan because since I was a little kid, my father loved boxing, so he would watch it. So they be watching all the pay-per-views and stuff and having fight parties. And I remember just getting so excited seeing the fighters fight each other and couldn't wait. I would ask my dad, when's the next pay-per-view? Like a little kid, not really understanding much. But all of that let me like really like boxing a lot, right? Really like boxing. It was during the Mike Tyson pay-per-views. I will see Mike Tyson versus Holyfield and stuff like that. So those things will really get me excited and all that stuff. So if maybe Mike Tyson was a person that really got me into the sport. I think maybe I don't remember it so much as caring about Mike Tyson in and of itself, like just him. I think I just loved the feeling of watching a fight. And then that's what started it. But it was because of my father always liking boxing and always bringing me to the boxing stuff because I always wanted to go. All the other kids never wanted to go because little kids at my age at that time did not like boxing. But I was like super into watching it. Like I really, really loved it. So that's where my memory goes back to how it started for me. If it go to the scorecards, it will be controversial. And both fans will argue for weeks each round. Yeah, probably. They'll break down. They'll do round by round analysis. They'll do slow motion. They'll do punch counting in real time or whatever. I can see that happening. Can't wait for Canelo Charlo. That's gonna be a dog fight. Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. I can't wait for that one. Oddly, it was Hopkins versus Wright that made me love boxing. Oh, really? Okay, that's cool. Winky Wright was a big star at one point, man. He was a big star. When Hopkins fought him, at first I thought Hopkins was kind of past his prime, but then this man didn't stop fighting for years after, and he was beating world champions, so that's crazy. I don't know either. Don't forget to go live at man. I'm not gonna be live for the fight. I want to sit back, relax, and enjoy this one. So I apologize, but I can't. I want to sit back, watch it, I absorb all of it. I don't want to be kind of thinking about being in a live and talking and all that stuff. I just want to enjoy the fight. That is gonna be so hard for me because I'm a boxing talking channel. I'm a boxing talk channel, but the fights itself are so sacred to me. So it's very difficult for me to go, oh, I'm gonna be like I don't know. Is a hard thing for me to do, man. I know you guys want me to do it, and I want to do it because you guys want me to do it. But it's not so much because I want to do it. Because I really like enjoying the fight. Like they mean a lot to me, and I don't like taking so much of my attention away from it to like split it. I like to absorb the whole thing. I'll bet a lifetime supply of Mountain Dew that Spence wins by KO in the 7th to 8th round. Oh, let's see what happens. Smash the like, yes, please. Let me get you out, hit you out with the Michael Buffer real quick for the like button.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Michael Buffer for the like.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Please hit that like button. We got a bunch of you guys in here, but we only got 15 likes, so come on, man. Let's get those likes up.
Ladies and gentlemen,
it helps the channel, guys. It helps the channel so that we can ensure that we hold up. I didn't let Michael Buffer finish there.
Ladies and gentlemen,
let him finish.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Thank you, Michael Buffer. Yeah, it helps the channel so we can keep the channel growing. We could bring in more people that care about boxing talk. And that way we could, you know what I'm saying, it'll be a beautiful thing. We get this growing. We keep this community growing. Everybody come in here. We talk and we chat. And you make your predictions. I'll make my predictions. It'll be a good time. So please, hitting the like button is free. It doesn't cost you anything, but it definitely helps tremendously. So please, if you can, hit the like. Thank you. Bud winning. Get the hot sauce ready. I got the big fish being caught already. That's crazy. Tell them to put Williams in the update. I need that. Guys, I can't talk about the game. I don't know what it was, bro. I never watched boxing with my dad or grandfather growing up. I never understood it. I don't know who flipped the switch in me. But in the last 6 years, I said I just fell in love with boxing. That's interesting. I would love to know if you could kind of think back and try to see if there was like a first fight that you remember watching and you were like, wow, this is really entertaining, or this is interesting, or I want to see more. Or was it just this gradual like entry into it? Like, I don't know. Hopefully you could maybe think back and remember and see what started it. I wonder if we see Jeff Horn type game plan. Kavaluskas like game plan from Bud. We'll see. We'll see what he does. I think what Bud does is he takes his time. He's a slow starter because he wants to get you with the right punch. He doesn't want to just throw a random punch. He wants to throw the punch that he knows is going to give him the win. So for him to do that, he takes his time. And the thing is, this is why this fight is actually a beautiful fight, because Spence don't waste no time. Spence doesn't really base himself off of what he's going to download. So he's obviously a great boxer, so there's things that he's going to pick up on what you're doing. But his thing is that he's going to try to overwhelm you with punches. So Spence is going to start early, and Crawford's going to have to weather that storm. And if he does, I think Spence is in trouble. So the farther the fight goes, I think Spence gets in more trouble. It will be in more trouble than Crawford. I think Crawford is in trouble early, and Spence is in trouble later. It's just like Floyd. In every Floyd fight, Floyd is always in trouble early. But once Floyd gets you downloaded, like, you could crack him like Shane Mosley cracked him in the second round. But what's happening after the third, the fourth, it just you start to degrade over time, because he's already figuring things out and he's adjusting to a lot of things that you're doing, and then you end up just, getting completely destroyed because he already knows what you're gonna do. But unlike Floyd, Crawford has a lot of power and the ability to finish you. Floyd was really accurate and really good defensively. Crawford is really accurate and picks his shots, and he's smart, but he also has that ability to finish you. So when Crawford figures you out, he tries to take you. He takes you out. When Floyd figures you out, he continues to outbox you. So that's a little bit of a difference that they have. I 100% get you on that. I don't think I could even watch a live fight commentary / watch along, because I'd be too locked into the fight itself. Yeah, man, it's just too, you know what I'm saying? It's too hard, man. It's too hard. You just hooked up the whole party right now. Yeah, I know. But listen, man, trust me. It's for my peace of mind, right? So I come back on Monday super happy. I watched the fight. I completely absorbed everything, and then we have a really good conversation on Monday. And boxing is one of those things, man. I don't want to learn something or find out about it in a second watch. I want to see it all and then watch it again just for analysis. Y'all see that clip of Plant slapping the mess out of Charlo though? Yeah. I saw it. I think he shouldn't have done that, to be honest. I feel bad for Jamal actually in this situation. I just uppercut left hook the like button. Thank you, David Morales. I appreciate it. I definitely see the like has gone up a lot. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. AJ got me into boxing. Oh, that's cool. See, I love it. That's why we need superstars. Superstars are the ones that kind of get people into boxing. Superstars really get people into boxing. Mike Tyson got people into boxing, right? Muhammad Ali got people into boxing. Floyd Mayweather, like him or not, he got a lot of people into boxing. A lot of my friends didn't care so much about boxing until Floyd was doing his thing, and then they started watching boxing. So he got a lot of people into it. So I think stars are really what makes the sports, right? If we didn't have the Steph Currys and the LeBron James and all those guys, maybe NBA is not as big of a deal as it is now. So, or as it is, because you need those superstars. So this is a superstar fight, and I hope that it gets that respect. Got into boxing because of Mayweather joining the WWE. Look at that, man. Cross promotional. Those things work. People could be hating on the whole YouTube crossover boxing, but hey, look, man, you never know. May Hatton was the first boxing match I watched beginning to end, like live. Oh, Mayweather versus Hatton on TV, but Maypac was when I became a hardcore. Okay, cool. I love it. Roy Jones Jr. doing the behind the back rooster punch got me hooked. Oh yeah. That got a lot of people hooked. He was so fun to watch, man. Like I remember watching him and thinking like, that's so crazy. Like he's doing all these things and it was so entertaining. He didn't even need to really knock you out. He just needed to play around in the ring and it just looked fun. I remember that. That was really big. And he was fighting during the time. He was like the number one pound for pound fighter when Floyd was trying to climb. When Floyd was fighting Diego Corrales, Roy Jones was number one pound for pound fighter in the world. So yeah, it was cool, man. It was really cool. He's talking about me, Fanatico, not you. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm lost from what was being said. Oh, we got Gettin's Gaming Corner here. What up? Who you got tonight, fan? I just got here. I got Bud Crawford winning by knockout in the 8th, 9th, or 10th round. That's my prediction. But it could go either way because it's a 50-50 fight, but I'm predicting for Bud to win against Spence. But let's see what happens. What do you think? What do you think about Bare Knuckle? I never watched it, to be honest. I've never watched it. I should probably see it. Take a look at it. I feel like the gloves being big in the hands lends to a lot of things, like more punches being thrown, more defense being like used because it covers a lot of ground. Taking the gloves off and just having the bare fists, I don't know if that will be intriguing to me because the technicality and everything that comes with the sport itself, I like everything, and I think that's a big thing. If you remove one of those things, it starts to feel weird to me. That's why I can never get fully into the UFC. Like, it's cool, it's nice, but like the difference is too much for me to like. It doesn't feel the same just because they're combat sports. It doesn't feel the same to me as boxing. Nothing like, even if I watch kickboxing, it doesn't feel the same because one technical element has changed and it kind of like, it doesn't feel like, it doesn't have that poetry feeling to it like it does with boxing for some reason. What time does the event start? It starts at 8 p.m. We've already hit 4:05 p.m. So we actually are ending the stream here, guys. I'm sorry. Hopefully you guys enjoy the fight. I cannot wait. I can't wait. I've already purchased the fight. I'm going to sit back, relax, enjoy it. Bought it on Showtime pay-per-view. It's going to be fire. This is the fight that we've been waiting for. We are getting a gift as boxing fans. I hope you guys understand the magnitude of what this means. This is our Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao. This is our Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard fight. Those fights that people thought never could be put together. They finally did it. We finally got it. It's actually surreal. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about the thought of seeing them in the ring and the bell ringing and them going at each other. And hopefully you guys enjoy it, because I'm going to have a blast. Let me see what you guys are saying real quick. But I didn't get into boxing until maybe 15. I'm certain it was Canelo fight that had me like, okay, this is right here. Okay, see, it's Canelo, but I can't pinpoint a fight. If I do, I'll probably exaggerate it. Got you. So it was probably Canelo that did it. I don't know what round I got Crawford to. Okay, Guinness. Oh, look, we could agree on something. Bare knuckle is way too brutal. Dude's getting poked in the eye too much. Yeah, and I don't. You know, it's just me. Super Bowl of boxing. We're here. Tomorrow we're gonna know for sure. I'm gonna be on the edge of my seat the whole time. We will know who is the best pound for pound fighter in the world tonight. Can you believe that? Tonight we will know who's the best pound for pound fighter in the world. Unbelievable. W Stream, thank you, brother. Gotta go. Gotta get ready for this fight. Thank you so much, guys. Remember, I am live every Mondays, every Wednesdays, every Fridays, and sometimes when it's like a big deal or whatever, we get some special edition days. But Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern time to 8 p.m. Eastern time. Don't miss the boxing talk. On Monday, it's going to be a big one. We're going to talk about the aftermath of the Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford fight. Until the next one, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for all of the super chats. I really appreciate it. And we will see you on Monday. Hey, follow me on Twitter, because I'll be talking on Twitter live, putting my thoughts in there as the fight is happening. So if you want to get live kind of updates from me, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. The link is on the channel. Until the next one, guys, peace out, and thank you so much. Had a blast today.